Been interesting over the last few months, isn't it, about the future of Kevin De Bruyne and that possible move to Saudi Arabia. This is what Pep Guardiola had to say about that.
The club informed me that didn't get any offer. So to leave, they have get an offer. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I would love, of course, to stay. So he's the eldest person, eldest player here. So he was here before I arrived. I'm the second oldest, but he's the, you know, and it's important. But whatever, you know, it would happen with David, for example, and other players. Like he won the, I would say, the credit to decide his future for his son, for himself. So what he has done for our club is massive. That's why he has to decide. So the info I have right now is just to stay.
Much less prickly, Oggy.
Yeah, but I'm not sure I fully believe what Pep's saying there. Pep knows how it works. We're still in July, and nothing's decided in July in the transfer market. We know last year, I think, was it one of the Saudi Arabian clubs bid £150 million for Mo Salah the day before the window closed. So, I mean, Liverpool rejected that, but Saudi Arabian clubs will make late moves. And I think what Pep Guardiola says now, what he's told now about Chikipiguristan will change. It'll change in 2 or 3 weeks' time when the season starts, when Pep realises what he's got, what he needs. And De Bruyne might get an offer the week before the window which says, look, if you come now, we'll pay you this. And De Bruyne will be thinking, well, you know, what happens? You know, maybe, who knows? He's had injuries for the last 2 years. What if he gets another injury at City and it affects his chances to go to Saudi Arabia next summer? So there's too many moving things that can happen right now. And I think, you know, City, I think they've only brought one player in Savinho from Girona, who obviously is another element of the Alvarez situation. It's another forward. So I think a lot can happen at City. And even if De Bruyne leaves, I don't think it will make any difference for Alvarez, because we haven't mentioned Phil Foden in this discussion. You know, Phil Foden, Bernardo Silva, Jeremy Doku, Savio, all these players that you can see why Alvarez is getting phased out. And I think one final word on Alvarez. If he wanted to stay at Man City, if he was desperate to stay, he wouldn't have gone to the Olympics. He spent the summer playing for Argentina at the Copa America. He played 5 games there, had a full tournament at the Copa. Now, I think Kylian Mbappe decided not to play for France at the Olympics because he wanted to make sure that he started well at Real Madrid. But Alvarez has gone to the Olympics as well. So that, to me, says, you know, I'm prepared to move away from City, because he will know that will not have made Pep Guardiola happy. Pep won't like the fact that he spent the whole summer playing for Argentina. So when is he going to get back to Man City? When will he be available to Pep? You know, Argentina win the Olympics. That's going to be middle of next week, end of next week, 3 weeks off. It's going to be September before he can even play for Man City. So that suggests he's on his way. And De Bruyne, I think De Bruyne could go as well. And I know what's been said is that, you know, he's going to stay. They've not had a bid. They don't need a bid now. It's what happens in 3 or 4 weeks' time.
What sort of money would be talking,
What, in terms of fee or wages?
For fee, well, let's play both games, shall we? How much would they have to pay Manchester City, and how much would Kevin De Bruyne make?
Well, I mean, De Bruyne could make, I mean, it's limitless what he could make in Saudi Arabia, because he's a massive name. He would earn, I'd imagine, £500,000, £600,000 a week easily, because they're happy to pay that. In terms of a fee, I mean, a fee is a difficult one. He's got a year left on his contract and he's 33 now, so I don't think City would expect a huge fee. You know, they've had more than the money without Kevin De Bruyne. I think they paid £50 million for him 8-9 years ago. But if a Saudi Arabian team is prepared to offer £20 million, £25 million and take him off the wage bill, that's saving Man City, that, you know, maybe £50 million next year, the money that you get in and the money they save in his wages. So I can see that happening, because we've said before, there's a lot of uncertainty around Man City next season. They're the same odds as West Ham to be relegated, because people are uncertain as to what's going to happen with the points deductions. Are they going to get points deductions? Are they going to be demoted for the 115 charges? So we have to factor this in with Man City. And maybe it's why Alvarez wants out as well, because he doesn't know what's going to happen there. And De Bruyne is probably thinking, well, maybe it's time to go before, if the ship goes down, I don't want to go down with it. And City might think, well, if the ship goes down, let's get some money in now. All these are hypothetical. City is saying they haven't done anything wrong, so they might be cleared. But these issues have to be factored in, because there are big issues. And it's at some point next season, there's going to be a massive, massive story about Man City. And it's either they've been hit with the heaviest penalty ever, or they've got away with, or not got away with it, or they've been cleared. So that will factor into a lot of decisions that are being made right now at the Etihad.
Yeah, that's what's fascinating about this conversation, Frank, is there are so many different elements, of course, which will affect Kevin De Bruyne's decision Obviously, we can't speak for him, but if you were him, what would you do?
He won everything with Manchester City, and he has the right to think, you know, that maybe the time for you to get another challenge. And his next challenge has to be about, of course, money as well, to make sure that his family and his son, grandson, great-grandson will be okay for the rest of their lives, you know. And that's only fair because he has this opportunity. I think he would have won. He would have won to win something with. He would have won something with the national team. I think it would have been done also for him, and he would have gone to Saudi Arabia for sure. He wants to prove something still, so he might stay at Manchester. I will be him. What's going to happen to Manchester? Ogie made something very important. He talked about something very important. What's going to happen to Manchester City a year from now with the 150 charges? We don't know when it's going to fall down. And for Alvarez, for him, and the others, you don't know what's going to happen. And you have an opportunity to get so much money that you never, ever dreamt about. So that might be the time to go.
Stevie?
Go.
You go.
Absolutely. He's had he had a terrible last season with injuries. The year before, I think he was injured for a bit as well.
Yeah.
This time next year again, if he gets another bad injury, that money might not still be there. And he's got nothing to prove. The only thing he's got to prove is to himself. He's at the stage where he's won everything. He has made a decent amount of money already. And there's a huge carrot waiting for you.
Yeah, big golden carrot.
If I'm him, I'm off in a shot.